Hey folks, welcome to another edition of BrushPile Fishing. We're in my home state of Ohio. We're at Deer Creek Reservoir. I've never actually fished this lake, but we're going to pull crankbaits here. It's a summertime pattern. We're in the middle of July. I've got U.S. Air Force veteran Mike Six is going to be the guest today. He is with Offshore Tackle Planer Boards. We're going to be pulling planer boards and crankbaits, summer bite. He went yesterday. I know they were loading up on the fish. Now Deer Creek, you're not going to get some of them big Mississippi fish, but we're going to get some good cleaners and some nice fish and good numbers. So I can't wait. So right here, Deer Creek, Ohio, folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back with BrushPile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. I'm here with Mike Six, Air Force veteran. Mike, how we doing, bud?
Doing great, Russ. How are you today?
Pretty good, man.
Good.
You tell me we're going to put the offshores to work today.
Yes, we are. We'll be out there. We're pulling the offshore mini boards, the OR36s, pulling Bandit 300s.
Okay.
You know, they've been on fire lately. You know, we get out there and it seems like we'll probably start off early. Fish start off probably a little bit small, and then they just keep getting bigger as the day goes on.
Okay.
So.
We're back in my home state of Ohio now. Believe it or not, I fished a lot of lakes in Ohio. I've never actually fished this lake. The only time I've been here, we did driving when I was in a police academy in the parking lot, which was a long time ago. But this is a summertime pattern. Yes. What kind of temperatures do you like the water to get before you start this here at Deer Creek?
Surprisingly, I'll start mid-60s.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'll start on this lake.
Okay.
I'll start mid-60s. I'll keep working right up, and I'll go right into September, sometimes even October, pulling crankbaits on this lake.
Okay.
You know, I can get them to work. I get them. You know, we've been working with them for, geez, probably, I don't know, I would imagine probably 5 or 6 years. We've been pulling these Bandit 300s, and they've been fantastic. You know, they work real well. We've got a lot of contours out here that we like to work.
Okay.
You know, do great.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got to do a couple shows, of course, with Corey down in Tennessee using the offshore planer boards. Yeah. And this is something completely different because now we're using crankbait. So you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Deer Creek, here we go, folks.
Here's the lake information, sponsored by Mossback Fish Habitat. Your gear and conditions, sponsored by Cornfield Fishing Gear.
All right, folks, we're just getting started here at Deer Creek. We're going to put the planer boards on. Mike, can you explain to the folks exactly what you're doing and how this goes on?
Absolutely. I'm a big believer in the line canning reels. You know, walleye days, you know, everything was precision trolling.
Yep.
Okay. I have the app on my phone. I know exactly where I want to put these, you know, and I just drop it down and I use the line counting reel. So okay. I'll zero out with where I've got have the lure at the end of the rod. We're going to drop these down. My outside boards will be running, or outside lures are going to be running 25 feet back.
Okay.
The inside one's going to be running 15 back to start off with. We'll drop it down. We'll probably drop down to about 38 feet back to get more depth, get me down to almost 10 foot.
Okay.
So we'll start off. So we'll just go ahead and run these out. And you always want to start with your outside rods first. Those are going to be your deepest rods. You'll start with those first, and then just slide right into line.
Okay. As far as the rods, folks, we're using the B&M PST 8-footers today, Pro Staff trolling rods.
These offshore boards, they're multi-directional. This one's set up to run off the right side of our boat. I can change that, pull the arm off, switch to the other side. Now I can actually run on the other side of the boat. So you can use these for either side. And they, that's another thing I love about these offshore boards. Take your offshore board, put it in that front clip. Sometimes guys can wrap it, or they'll go ahead and they'll do a swirl and then just pin it in. I prefer to just go ahead and put it straight to the front clip. It's a calm enough day that it won't pull out of the board. This rear clip, put a little bit of loop in it, and there's a pin in these red clips. Make sure the line is behind that pin, and when you set that clip, it'll never come off. To set these,
Okay.
a little trick that I found with these boards is you give us some slack, run it down, swing it out, just lays right in the water, and it's running.
Okay.
You know, it's just that simple.
And as the boat's moving, folks, that's going to take that away from the boat, and that's what you want.
And it's funny, a lot of people ask, well, how many feet after you put the planer board? It doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's whatever distance you feel comfortable with where the fish may, you know, not be spooked by the boat. You just run it out. We'll just go ahead and set the second one.
So you're always setting your outside rod first, and then the one that goes back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, my outside rod's gonna be running about 8 foot down. So I want that one out first so that the lines don't get tangled.
Okay.
This one's gonna be running about 6 foot down, about 15 foot back. I'm gonna go through the same process again. Clip the board on, just run it out, and you'll have a side set.
Now, folks, as far as the weather, we've had several days in the upper 90s, and today they're calling for a high of 76, so it actually feels great. The humidity's dropped. Hopefully these fish think it's great too and start slamming these crankbaits.
Now, as you see right now, as they're set, I don't like the way they're setting. I'm just gonna go ahead and extend out my outside board just a little bit. Now it is just a matter of opening the bail. Always keep a thumb on the spool.
Yep.
Always. All right, this side's set. Now we're just waiting for fish.
All right.
We'll go ahead and get the other side set.
Okay. Okay, folks, so we've got one side set. Mike's working on the other side now. One of the biggest benefits for using the planer boards, because I've had guys ask, well, can you go without them? Yeah, you can, especially in murkier water. But if you've got a water that's clear, that gets those baits out away from the boat, so it's away from the boat sound and also the shadows of the boat. It keeps them away, and in clear water, planer boards can make a huge difference in the amount of fish that you get in a day.
These remotes are almost a must for this type of fishing. I mean, it's just fantastic. You know, it's got everything. I can set it at cruise control. I can see my speed on there. I even have a headings direction. So if we get a fish, I can just, you know, I can hit my autopilot.
Okay.
It just keeps me going in a straight line, safe line, away from other boaters, shorelines, things like that. It makes it really nice. I just absolutely love this system.
Now, right now we're in about, 13 foot of water. What will we be in today?
13 foot, we'll get up to about 10 foot. What I've been finding is at 10 foot, the fish have stopped. You know, they don't want to come up beyond 10 foot. So I've been hitting, I start off here about, 18 foot, work up in this channel. I'll swing back around, come back down the channel, and it'll stretch back down from about 10 foot back down to about 18 to 20 foot.
Okay.
And then we'll get out here and we'll probably get into about 27 foot of water.
Okay. Water temperature today, folks, we're looking almost 82 degrees.
I generally like to start out closer to the shore, still maintaining my depth. And then as I make a pass up, if I'm not picking anything up, I'll come a little further away from the shoreline.
Okay.
I'm finding that the fish right now are not on the shore. You know, they're out a little bit further. So, but I still like to start in close, work my way out. And it's the same way when I get into the main channel or main part of the lake.
Okay.
I'll want to run a little bit close and then I'll swing out, but it's a lot of S turns. I don't run a straight line. Running a straight line is just, you're just defeating the purpose of because you're still going for a reaction bite. You get that lure, doesn't matter how fast you're going, it's going to maintain the depth, but when you make a turn, your outside boards are going to go faster, the lure goes faster, your inside ones slow down, and when the fish sees that, and it speeds back up again, it triggers a strike.
Now, does this lake have a distinct thermocline this time of year?
It's starting to form.
Okay.
What I noticed yesterday, I think, I'm not exactly sure if it's like the algae that form this time of lake in the year and everything, but you'll see, we'll get out here in a little deeper water, you'll start seeing some of the cloudiness is starting to pick up, and it's running right about that 10 to 11 foot mark right now. Okay, Rush, you got a fish. Actually, looks like you got two fish.
Oh, over this side.
Yep. Yeah. No, don't horse it or anything. It's slow retrieve. Just go ahead and lift your rod tip up a little bit, easy. Okay. Then back up now.
Bring you the planer board?
Yep, bring me the planer board. Okay, reel down to my hand. And you want to keep tension on that because that fish, it'll take advantage of everything you got.
I got it. He's a small one. He's small.
Okay.
Little white.
Yep, little white.
Now I saw a picture of you last week, so he had a crankbait buried in his hand. That's a small one. Here in Ohio, folks, we've got a 9-inch limit and 30 per day. So we're going to turn him back for sure.
Well, it's the same pattern that I've been seeing. It's, these smaller fish have been hitting early.
Yeah.
And, after, it seems like sun comes up a little bit more, the bigger fish start coming in, and it just keeps getting better and better.
That one must have got off, I take it, or did he?
Yeah, go ahead and start pulling that one. Let's just see. Yeah, and just a slow retrieve on those is, it helps to keep those planer boards on top of the water with a slow retrieve. I don't think we got one on there.
Okay, just back it down.
Yeah, now, let's go ahead and see if we can have you practice this.
Okay.
You swing her out and just lay it down. Don't splash it down, just swing it out and just let that, there you go.
All right. And then you let me know how much
keep
line
your thumb
you
on the
want out
spool.
there.
Keep it, make sure you got there. Okay, that should be good right there.
Okay.
And we can always make adjustments afterwards. And that's the one tricky part about pulling crankbaits. You've got to make sure you give yourself enough room to get turned around.
Or you'll have a mess.
Yeah, because what'll happen is that board will actually get out in front of you.
Okay.
And once it does that, you get slack in the line, and it gets under it, you get everything wrapped up, and you get 2 or 3 boards on one side, and it gets everything tangled. So yeah, you want to give yourself plenty of room. Watch out for structure. There's some floating debris,
Sure.
Small trees, things like that we do have up in this area, which makes it great for guys that want to fish structure. I'm not really onto the structure because that hangs up my lures.
Yeah, a little bit different with the crankbaits.
Yep. And it's working out pretty nice with my wife as my fishing partner during tournaments.
Right.
She does all this fishing. She puts the lines out. She puts the boards on. The whole works. She takes care of it all. If it's a decent fish, we find a tournament fish, I net it for her. 9 times out of 10, she'll take it off. But yeah, she does it all. And what I end up doing is I watch my sonar, and I'm wanting to see where the fish are. I want to see, what structure, there may be below. I can do all my studying while she's doing all the fishing. So.
Well, and it's working out because you guys are members of the Ohio Crappie Club.
Yes.
And that's a pretty good sized club, and you guys just took second at Delaware doing this same technique.
Yes. Well, actually, using boards, but we were using crappie magnets behind the boards.
Not a bad bait, is it?
Not a bad bait at all. Absolutely love that bait. That's, I found out about that bait through Tom Hankins.
Yeah.
At the Travis Mills last year.
Okay.
He expressed to me, that's what he likes to use, and I told him I'm not quite a live scope guy. I'm just not real comfortable with it. And he says, pull them behind your boards.
Yep.
So we started doing that, and we found a sweet spot. And yeah, second place. We were 0.08 from first place. Yeah, we had a 0.99 we couldn't get rid of.
Nice.
Yeah, more than likely what I'll do, I'll go ahead and start dropping one of these down. This is my outside, I guess inside part of the channel. I'll make this my outside board, my deepest.
Okay.
When I'm running, I'll drop it back to 38 feet back, give me about 10 foot down. Once we make this first pass, because I want to see where they're at. I'm judging right now where they're at. We caught that small one on an inside board, which is running about 6 foot down. So I know where the little ones are. You know, let's see if we can find the big ones.
Yep.
See, Russ, if you look at the sonar right here, this is what I was talking about. We're starting to develop this, and I'm thinking that might be a little bit of algae that's starting to develop, because it's not a traditional thermocline that you'll normally see on the sonar.
Gotcha.
Okay, that one hit on the outside board, the one that's running about 8 foot down. So to reset that, I'm gonna go ahead and run back my 25 feet. Okay, I locked it in. I'm gonna put my board on, and then when you set these, you just put it right straight in the back of the boat and just let it kind of float out, and then it'll swing right behind.
Around.
Yep. And that's the reason you keep your longer lines to the outside.
Okay.
Okay. And I've seen some different videos and things like that on YouTube, things like that, and it's where guys are actually, they've got their rods a little bit different, to where they actually have to go underneath the rod as they pull it up. And I don't know, I mean, like I say, the old walleye guy in me, you know, we don't do it that way.
Yeah.
You know, you never want to go underneath, because every movement you make is an opportunity for that fish to get away.
Yeah.
So we want to come right straight out of the rod holder. We want to come right to the back of the boat. We want to reel it in.
Now, are we using 300 series today?
300 series today.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I like, the 300s seem to have a little more action to them. We have found a purpose, you know, with all of them, of course. The 100s are just a little more subtle, still have good action, still have everything you need. I just prefer the 300s.
Okay.
You know, if I can run, you know, 4 or 5 foot down with the 300, I'll use the 300.
Now, Mike, I noticed we've got different colors out. Are there days when they'll hit anything, or like most days, they may want one color? Do you change everything to that color?
I will change I won't go all to the same color, because throughout the day they'll change.
Sure.
But we've been finding the Crappie series, which are, like right now I've got 2 of the chartreuse and black colors, which is, you know, the front of it's chartreuse, the tail of it's black. That's been really hot.
Okay.
When you start getting a little bit of sun, the blue chrome. I mean, it's almost an automatic. And I have to admit, you know, you put your wife in the boat, you know, and she says, "Oh, this looks pretty. You know, let's try this." You know, that'll never catch a fish. Well, I've got a whole bunch of those colors that'll never catch a fish that seem to put a lot of fish in the boat for me.
You go down to Mississippi, pink.
Yep.
Pink bandits.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, when you're making your turn, you can see how the boards on this side kind of fall in behind the boat. Boards on the other side, on your inside, swing away from the boat and open right up. And these baits are going a lot slower now.
Okay.
And with them going slower, sometimes that'll trigger, and this is another indication, do I need to be going faster? If I start hitting out here when we're making a turn, I know I've got to speed up.
Now, what is our speed starting this morning?
I normally I start about 1.5, you know, and I'll bump up to 1.6, 1.7. I've been as much as 2.1.
Okay.
With these. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we'll go ahead. We were running 1.5. We're going to bump it up a little bit. We'll try to do that 1.6, 1.7 on the second pass, and see if that triggers anything. Inside board. Yep.
On the turn.
Yep, there's one right there. Okay, Russ, I'm gonna back all the way up here to the front, and just go ahead and grab that board and put your hand behind the red clip.
Okay.
And hold on to it and unclip with the other hand and keep a hold of it, and you just kind of raise your hand right up to my rod tip and I'll reel down to you.
Unclip the red one.
Yeah, go ahead and unclip it. Yeah, yellow first and then red.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No, unclip the yellow.
Okay.
Okay. Now keep your hand on it.
Got it.
Go right down to you. All right. Now you go ahead and.
He's small. You can bring him on
Okay.
in.
And we might have one on that the outside rod over there.
Black crappie.
Yep, got a black. And the thing that's amazing that I picked up from all the walleye seminars I went to. You got, yep, we got one here.
All right. Here we go. Just made the turn around this bend.
You just like to come in just nice and easy. Keep that board right up on top. Yeah, and then like I say, just grab right behind that red clip and hold on and then release it and I'll reel right down to you.
Got it.
All right, it's mine now. That's a little better.
Yeah, that'd be a keeper. I think I'd be 9 inches here in Ohio. Nice little white to fillet.
I was just getting ready to start doing some S-turns. But what I was telling you was that through the walleye seminars, one thing that I understood with your 2D, a lot of fish you're not going to see.
Yeah.
Because of depth. Because the cone size keeps getting bigger as it goes
Right.
down. It's 1 foot per 3. So 3 foot down, you get a 1 foot circle. So a lot of these fish I may never see on the sonar, but yet they're up just above it. That's one thing about the crappie, that they're aggressive. I mean, I don't care what size they are. They're going to go after whatever they think they can eat.
We've been down in Mississippi and caught them on cranks, and some of the fish are the size of the crankbait, and you wonder what they're thinking.
Yep.
But like you say, it's that reaction bite.
Yep, it's exactly what it is.
So right now we've dropped down to 27 foot.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is pretty much an average out in this area. You start getting here down to the dam, it's pretty much 27 to 30 foot is about the deepest part you'll get to. And in here, like I say, there's little shelves that'll come up to about 6 or 8 foot even. So I want to make sure I'm coming right off those edges and picking those up, because there's always fish that like to stage, generally across those points. There you go. Yep, come on over this side. I'll get that right past it. All right. Okay, reel it right down to my hand.
Okay.
All right, it's all yours. Looks like a little bit of a small mouth on him, but never can tell with some of these blacks. You pulled him out of my net, Russ.
I got another one over here, man.
Yep, got one there.
All right. Hey, there's a good keeper, black.
Yep.
Back-to-back fish.
Oh, please stay on there. Okay, reel down to my hand.
All right.
All right, I think he's still there. Looks a little better too.
I can get him.
I was gonna say, you might have to get him. I can't get this out of the net yet.
Yep.
And look at that, a black and a white out of the same spot.
Yeah, same time. He's not going to be a keeper, but the black one is, and we got another fish going, so. Got him?
Got him.
I'll get this one out of here. What?
This looks like a little better one.
Fish. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a lot nicer fish there.
Couple keepers that pass there.
Yeah. Let's make sure we get this one.
Black.
Now the funny thing is, look where we're at, Russ. We're out in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
Now granted, we were a little closer when we first got hit, but I mean, getting out away from that shoreline a little bit seemed to be the ticket.
Yep. Check it out, Joe. Eagle, eagle.
Got him.
Oh, that is cool.
That's awesome.
You got something out of water. All right. See what we got on here. Come on. All right, now walk on back. Getting this method down.
All right, keep reeling down to my hand. All right, you got him.
Another.
That looks like illegal.
Yep, that'll be a keeper 9-inch
Yep.
fish here.
Russ, I'll let you go and take care of him. I'll
All
get
right.
that other rod back in. And
Nice white crappie there, just a keeper size. Still hoping to get some bigger ones today. They're definitely in here.
one of the things I like to do on my setup, you've had people in your boat that like to reel right up to the end of the rod, into the eye tip right there. I put that bead on, okay, right before my swivel and my cross lock connector right there.
Okay.
Okay, that way someone reels up,
Stops that.
it stops it, and it's not tearing up my eye.
I hear ya.
'Cause you get that thing tore up and it'll tear up your line right
Yep,
now. So
yep.
that's one of the little tricks I always like to do, and it doesn't bother the fish one bit.
Gotcha.
Outside rod here.
All right, let me.
Oh, it looks like you may have one on the inside rod too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we found a nice little patch here.
Well, that's the difference of what direction we were going. Remember I was telling you about that when the wind was blowing.
Got it?
Yep, I got her. Stay with me, buddy.
Another little white.
Another white, that pink and black at Bandit. They're deadly.
Ask the Angler, sponsored by Easy Drift.
Okay, here we go, folks. We're doing a Facebook Live, and this is also for the show. We started an Ask the Angler segment of the show, and today's question is from Jason Kesters. He wanted to know, he's bringing his family down here the end of July. What are some good spots? He's going to be doing some long line, and similar to what we did today. So what's some good spots for him?
This morning when we came out of the ramp, straight across from the ramp, we went back up into that first cove. It's a real good area. You can go through there. You can get up closer to the shore. You can get out a little bit, but just make a big loop. You come down in front of the lodge. That's real good. Once we came across there, you can come across, actually on Harding Cabin, which is, it's on the high bank. You go ahead and fish along there. That's always a real good spot. There's brush piles in along here. You can also go clear to the other end of the lake where the creek actually feeds in. It's a little shallower, and there's a main channel that runs down through there. Good fishing through there. There's some brush piles. Be careful though up there. There's some stumps and things like that. So you just got to watch where you're going. Good sonar.
There you go, Jason. I hope that helps. And especially today, we did good outside the buoys at the beach area. We caught our biggest fish there, and probably the biggest amount, and we caught them in the later afternoon. So there you go. Thank you for joining us on the Ask the Angler. I think I got something on this one.
I think so. Come on, get up there. Yeah, I think you got one on there. It's
Crappie?
I think it is.
There's a keeper fish.
Be sure to get a net underneath that one before it gets away from the hooks.
That didn't take long in this area, did it?
No, it didn't.
Just moved to the beach area. About a 10.5-inch fish. Be good in the skillet.
Yep, here we go.
You got one going?
Got one going here.
Let me get this one in the water and I'll give you
Oh,
one.
got another one here too, Russ.
All right, let me get this in the water. All right.
I think that outside rod,
All righty.
I think it had one. It was hit
There's
pretty
another
hard.
keeper.
Yeah, there's a,
Hey, this area is not too shabby right now. This one might not be bad either.
okay.
Is he still on there or not?
You feeling vibration in the line?
Nope. I was gonna say I didn't think he was on there.
Yeah, when you feel that vibration, you'll know right away
Yep.
that that's that lure.
Now, why didn't we start over at this spot today, huh?
Normally this is an afternoon spot. You know, that's what I like to do.
And we are out in the wind right now, folks. You know, we were secluded. We were out of it. We were catching smaller fish. We moved into this windstorm, and that's 3 decent keepers right off the bat. So maybe we're on to something here. As far as the depths right now, we're in about 15 foot of water.
Oh, we got one here on this one, the outside one now.
All right.
We may have to go ahead and have another pass through here. And of course, that's the inside. That's slower too.
Now, are we on the turn right now?
We're in the turn. I was getting ready to head back, so maybe we have to head up right back through there again. I'm gonna pretty much bring it right to you.
I'm keeping
Oh yeah,
attention
oh
on him.
yeah, he's looking good. Just keep him right here on the
Yep,
side.
I'm gonna keep you right over here.
There we go.
There we go, another good keeper.
There you go.
Say what, we're not cleaning any day, but if we were, we'd have a good little mess going.
Yes, we would.
Down there. Heck yeah. The move to this area so far has been the ticket.
And that's the thing that's funny about that, Russ, is the fact that nobody wants to sit out here in this wind.
But you know what? You're catching fish.
Yep.
Another white crappie, and we've caught all whites in this area too.
Yes. Yeah, over here we got all whites. I may need to check this one. This might have.
Outside first,
Yeah, outside first.
38.
Oh, yeah, I do have something on here.
Do you really?
Yeah, I almost pulled the rod right out of my hand. Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's a nice fish. I'm gonna set this aside. Got some line in it, but that's all right.
Yeah. We'll get that straightened out here in a minute.
That's a black crappie, I believe.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got a nice little black crappie there, bud.
Yes, it is.
About 11-inch fish. Get your crankbait out of here for you.
Oh, you got one on that outside rod. Make sure you pick it up over that one. There you go.
See, we get to talking.
Yep. Of course, I got turned around here too in that wind.
Let's hope it's another good one. Walk back. Reel up to it.
All right, it's all you.
Hey, small, but that's all right.
Is he?
Another fish.
Yep, I'm gonna let you handle him then if you can swing him in.
Yeah, another fish. smaller one. But we've caught some decent ones out of this area, so we're gonna turn them back, see if we can get a few more good ones. Didn't take long once you made your turn though, did it? Okay,
Yeah,
so
and that was the funny thing about that. You know, the wind had slowed me down, and that was the outside board, which was making it go faster to get that speed that we were looking for. I think I got one here.
Got him?
Yep, I believe so. Stay up there. Let's.
Bring him to me, Mike. Bring him to me.
I'm gonna get him here to you. Just wanted to dive there a little bit, isn't it?
Yep. Way down there.
Come on up here.
See it now.
That must be the hugest fish of the day right there, right? Pulled that board under.
Got it?
Yep, got her.
All right.
Well, it may not be the hugest fish of the day.
Hey, I tell you what, it's a good little area right here. He's a 9-inch.
Okay, calm down. I don't want a hook in my hand.
And you say you caught them like this outside the beach when the people are in the water out there?
Yes,
No
people
kidding.
are in the water swimming around. The more people, the more fish, it seems like.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's people, you know, taking their potato chips out there and dropping them or what, but oh, we got one, it looks like. I think it's a small one. There we go. Oh, doesn't look like it's too bad.
Oh yeah, he'll keep. Got it?
Yep, I got her.
He ain't hooked good either. You see one hook in the
Yep.
very thin part of the mouth.
Actually, if you can get a net on him, it'd probably be a good idea.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, he looked a little better than some of those. So. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. Probably about 11-incher.
Yep. Barely hooked again. Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying today's show. But if you are like me and you just can't get enough crappie fishing, make sure you check out our website at brushpilefishing.com, our Facebook page, and we now have the BrushPile podcast on iHeartRadio. So check them all out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's all crappie fishing all the time. So Mike, you got to fish our first annual Veterans Tournament where we gave our proceeds to the Travis Mills Foundation.
Yes.
Was that an awesome event or what?
That was incredible, Russ. It was an incredible event.
Travis was, once you hear him speak, it's something you'll never forget for sure.
The man's amazing, you know, with everything he's been through, and to have the attitude that he still does, and then to say, I want to help other people.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's a great human being right there.
I'll tell you what, for that being the first year, we had some great sponsors, and then the angler participation was awesome. We were able to raise about $29,000 for his foundation. So that was super, super event. And as much as I hate to give my cameraman credit for anything, he put together one heck of a show on that, and it had so much more to do than anything with fishing. You know,
Yes,
it was awesome.
it did. Yes, it did. The interviews you did with some of the veterans, you know, it was just absolutely amazing. You know, seeing everybody's story, you know, and how everybody's so humble about their story. You know, it's just amazing. You know, in the 27 years that I put in, you know, sometimes you look outside that window and you're like, okay, what's the rest of the world think? You know,
Yeah.
And, you know, it sure is nice to, you know, to see the response they got from sponsors and everything. It was great.
We're hoping to make it a yearly event and bigger every year.
It'd be great. We're planning on being there.
Good.
And now the BrushPile Gear Check, sponsored by RTD, Erupt Fishing.
First, I want to talk about the rods we were using. All the rods were the same length. They are 8-foot Pro Staff trolling rods by B&M. It makes it simple. One size, 8-foot, did real well with these boards. We had a 10-pound clear slime line, and that's one of the things I know that, Mike, you believe in is the clear. 10-pound test, did great. Went with the Bandit 300 series, and we had different colors on. We caught fish on all of them all day long. And just a little swivel on there so you don't have the line twist. He showed you the bead in a segment he did earlier, and that was a real simple rig, but the big thing was getting these baits out away from the boat, and Mike's going to show you how we did that.
We used the offshore planer boards, the OR36 mini boards. I've been using these for, geez, probably 8 years. Fantastic little boards. Clip the front on the line on the front clip, put a little slack in the back, sit in, there's a pin to your line here in case the line comes out of the front, and you'll never lose these boards once you get clipped on. And they'll slide out. You can set them at different distances out away from the boat. If you're in darker water, you can keep them in close. If you're in clean water, you can slide them out as far as you need to. Fantastic, fantastic boards.
And that's today's BrushPile Gear Check.
You never catch me at it. Never mind how that board was setting. It seemed to do fine, didn't it?
Oh, man. But again, I just wonder if it's a crappie because it just tore it up. Oh, yeah. Black crappie?
Yes, it is.
All right. Oh, nice one.
Yes, it is. That's a real nice one.
About a 10.5-inch black crappie there. Haven't caught many black crappie today, but that's a pretty decent one.
He was serious about it too. He hit
he
that one hard.
thumped it. Well, then black crappie, they get pretty aggressive.
Yep.
Jeez, did you see that one, Joe?
You got it there?
Yeah, I'll get it for you. Gosh, those last two have absolutely pulled the boards.
All right, it's all yours. I think you can swing him.
Another black.
Oh, that's
why.
a nice one. That's a nice one.
The black crappie are definitely more aggressive today,
Oh
man. When
man,
they
boy,
hit
they
it.
are.
That's a nice fish.
The wind got me turned around here that way I didn't want to go, but I guess we're going that way.
Good black there. And the last two black crappie that hit have just, the whole planer board just gone. It's a good fish. Both them last two was off the inside board too.
Yeah, and I've had my board, my inside board, I've had it up to 15 back, and it's been catching those smaller ones.
Yeah.
And so that shows you,
Yep.
you're running just 2 foot lower,
Yep.
and you're picking up a little bit bigger fish. Oh, I sure do. It's back here dragging on the board.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious. This is what my wife, actually, when I got that hook in my hand the other day,
Yeah.
she started clearing rods. We had a fish on every rod.
No kidding.
Yep. So she's trying to clear the rods out so she can help me get that, lure off my hand. That looks like another decent one.
Yep, I believe so. Another white.
Another white. We've been back and forth between blacks
Yeah,
and whites. I'm
yeah.
catching the whites and you're catching the blacks, it seems like.
The only difference is those whites are just barely tipping that board where the blacks are moving that board
Yep.
3 feet.
Oh, that was looking pretty decent.
that inside, and all black crappie.
Them black crappies are just monsters, aren't they?
Tell you what, and they are hitting it hard.
Actually, we might have one on that outside board too. Yeah, we got one here. Oh, this is looking fairly decent. Got a nice sized mouth on
I'll
it.
get mine later.
He might be faking me out, but he's
Not bad, not bad. Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, folks, hope you enjoyed it. Offshore planer boards here at Deer Creek in Ohio. It's a lake you don't hear a lot about. Like I say, you're not gonna get those monster 2-pound fish this time of year, but I'll tell you what, as far as numbers and if you want cleaners, and it's a great time here in the summer, and it's enjoyable, especially you got a wind, you're moving. Tell you what, Mike, I've appreciated joining us today. Like I say, we had that contest. You were the first one we picked.
Oh, appreciate
and
that.
It's been a blast, brother.
It's been great. I really appreciate you coming down and fishing with me.
Mike Six, again, Air Force veteran. He entered the contest, and thanks a lot, bud.
I appreciate everything you've done for me, Rush.
All right, stay tuned, folks. We'll be back again with BrushPile Fishing. That's 2 fish. Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't call that a double.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
Make sure we get that on the camera.
Don't know how we did this. I was reeling in one, got caught in the other line, and another one hit as that one was coming in. So there's a double on the double, or whatever you want to call it.
Special thanks to B&M Pole Company, War Eagle Boats, Crappie Magnet, Slime Line Fishing Line, Cornfield Fishing Gear, Eye-Hole Jig, Easy Drift, RTD Erupt Fishing, Driftmaster, Offshore Tackle Company, Power Pole, Mossback Fish Habitat, Hook and Bullet Sunglasses, Garmin,